movie is giving you all the game, man.
365 Days, also known as 365 DNI, is a bad movie, but it owns it. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the most informed, caped informer, back with another movie review for something I was in no real rush to do. But then I saw all the hype around it, and it was just like, hey, this might be actually kind of fun, or possibly one of the most uncomfortable videos I ever make. There will be no in between. Guys, before we get into all the
ting tang, walla walla bing bang,
and the, please tap the subscribe button consensually. So, as you may or may not know, 365 Days is based on Blanka Lipinska's erotic novel of the same name and follows Laura, a Polish woman with a heart condition working as a sales director in the luxury hotel business. She's in a relationship with a man who seemingly isn't providing her with enough attention, which becomes more apparent after they travel from Warsaw to Sicily with friends for her 29th birthday. She is soon then kidnapped by Massimo, the leader of a Sicilian mafia family who became instantly infatuated with her after only momentarily glancing at her 5 years prior. Convinced she's his soulmate, Massimo plans to keep Laura captive for 365 days, long enough to win her over before promising to let her go if he fails. Romantic, right? Which is why erotic dramas are soon going to get romantic comedies up and out of Hollywood forever. They do something for their target audience that the run-of-the-mill love story could never do. They don't provide what the viewer wants, but what they need. Now, the basis of the film, where the male lead kidnaps his love interest, has received some backlash, and for good reason. It's not something we should condone or applaud Massimo for. But context, people. Context, context, context. Everything Laura never knew she was missing, Massimo was able to embody. A man with boundless amounts of power would stop at nothing to protect her and desired her over everything else. Let's start with the power. Now it would be easy to confuse this with the zeros in Massimo's bank account, but I think it runs deeper than this. Massimo's character is dominant. From the start, he explained to Laura up front what he wanted from her, what he expected from her, and what he would not tolerate. Sometimes he would tell her, other times he would show her. Up until then, this kind of assertiveness was missing from her life. Due to both her boyfriend and her high-level position in her career, this was not something she was familiar with. Whether you agree with Massimo's methods or not, it would be impossible to argue that this didn't have a huge impression on her. Massimo was also the protector that Laura lacked up until then. As tough and secure as Laura often appeared in the beginning of the film, she exhibited many more vulnerable properties that contradicted this. The scene in which she acted out after a fight with Martin and ran out into the streets of Sicily alone, she was visibly scared and shaken from the experience. Of course, soon thereafter, she was kidnapped by Massimo. Massimo's signature line to Laura, I believe, also demonstrated a protector dominance implication.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Let alone her heart condition, which suggests that she's more vulnerable than most. And of course, Massimo's burning desire to be with Laura and only Laura. This one was the most obvious. Laura verbally and non-verbally demonstrated her dissatisfaction with her ex's apathy in their relationship. Big Daddy Massimo wasted no time in showing her just how much he was willing to put on the line for her. This only partly worked so well for him because in doing so, he was able to demonstrate his bountiful amount of other options in a rather nearly sadistic manner. But again, I return to my first point, people. Context.
This movie is giving you all the game, man.
Nah, I really don't know anything. Please don't go kidnapping your crushes now. In the end, it is just a movie, people. A bad one, with horrible writing and an incredibly cheesy soundtrack. But forget what I think. What did all of you guys think about 365 Days? And did you think I nailed that breakdown? Let me know in the comment section below, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace.